The series begins with Kamiya, a young and insecure girl. When Kamiya was a child, she got lost in a beauty contest and started crying. At one point, the winner of the contest, named Roy, approached her and placed her crown on Kamiya's head, smiling. Kamiya asked if she could ever win such competitions, and Roy encouraged her, saying that she would definitely succeed. Kamiya always remembered this moment fondly. Kamiya's younger brother often teases her about her dreams of beauty contests. During lunch, he shows her a video of her talking to herself about these contests. Soon after, Kamiya finds a photo of a classmate named Keigo, the most famous guy who won the competition last year. Alongside him, a well-known model named Yura, whose mother owns a large cosmetics company, also participated. Kamiya's mother considers participating in beauty contests a waste of time, but Kamiya was not planning to enter, feeling ordinary and unattractive. On her way to school, Kamiya notices a man dropping a note and rushes to return it. The man refuses to take it back and leaves, causing Kamiya to miss her bus. She then encounters Keigo, who asks if she likes him. Shocked, Kamiya admits she does, but when Keigo tries to kiss her, she gets scared and runs away. Keigo grabs her hand and they hurry to class, where he asks her again if she likes him in front of other students. Embarrassed, Kamiya denies it and quickly takes her seat. Yura, witnessing the scene, becomes jealous, believing Keigo has found a replacement for her. The teacher announces a beauty contest and invites the girls to participate. Kamiya refuses, feeling unworthy and unattractive. However, Yura supports her and encourages her to join, confusing Kamiya even more. The class starts supporting Kamiya, and the teacher eventually selects her for the school beauty contest. That evening, Kamiya returns home happy and shares the news with her parents, who are skeptical and try to dissuade her from participating. Realizing they cannot change her mind, Kamiya declares she won't participate and retreats to her room, saddened. Her younger brother supports her, making her smile. The next morning, Yura helps Kamiya look more attractive with makeup. Despite this, some girls are unhappy about Kamiya's participation and threaten her. Kamiya defends a modest girl named and from bullies, who almost break a vase in the process. The school then displays photos of the contest participants, and Kamiya is surprised at how good she looks. Keigo compliments her and promises to support her until she achieves her dream, just as he did a year ago. As time passes, Keigo realizes he genuinely likes Kamiya. In the library, Kamiya asks her friend if such a handsome guy could fall in love with her. He, her friend, encourages her to relax and enjoy the fireworks festival. Later, Kamiya seeks Yura's help to become more attractive. Yura teaches her facial massage techniques and advises her to run 5 kilometers daily. Kamiya works hard on herself, and soon, Keigo joins her runs, complimenting her along the way. Final preparations for the beauty contest begin. Kamiya runs into a new student, accidentally smearing his shirt with lipstick. The student declares his disdain for beauty contestants and leaves. Keigo notices and asks the new student to apologize, but he refuses. Kamiya then tries to invite Keigo to the festival, but another contestant interrupts. At the festival, Kamiya meets a modest woman who returns her handkerchief. Too shy to talk in front of other beauties, Kamiya avoids her. Sora, observing from a distance, grows more disillusioned with Kamiya. Meanwhile, Yura reassures Kamiya, comparing her to Cinderella. Keigo, serving as last year's champion, also supports Kamiya. She sends him a message inviting him to the fireworks festival. Yura calms Kamiya's nerves before they go on stage together. Suddenly, a chandelier falls, and Kamiya saves Yura, injuring her head in the process. Kamiya wakes up in the hospital with facial wounds. Depressed by the scar on her cheek, she refuses to go to school. Ignoring calls and messages from classmates, she hides away. He tries to visit, but her parents don't let her in. After a month, Kamiya decides to return to school, hiding her face. She overhears Keigo and Yura chatting sweetly and feels betrayed by Yura, who she thought was a friend. Kamiya goes to the school roof, contemplating suicide. Sora saves her and mocks her fear, promising to close his eyes if she tries again. Despite his rough demeanor, Sora supports Kamiya, encouraging her to not let others' opinions affect her. Kamiya decides not to jump and meets Yura, who tries to hurt her with words. Kamiya realizes she doesn't need pity and values herself. Keigo, still having feelings for Kamiya, distances himself from Yura. The teacher notices Kamiya's scar and offers a band-aid to hide it. Kamiya goes to class, ignoring Keigo. Classmates treat her with aggression, but Yura apologizes, though it seems insincere. Saru suggests Kamiya explain what happened on the roof, but she declines. Kamiya tries to reconnect with he, who has been avoiding her. She goes to a party at Yura's house, where guests ignore her. Saru, invited by Yura, agrees to attend only if Kamiya does too. Kamiya criticizes Saru's behavior, but he laughs it off. Back at school, Kamiya tries to fit in but feels isolated. Keigo notices her distress and tries to understand, but Kamiya avoids him, remembering the kiss with Yura. At the party, guests continue to ignore Kamiya, but Saru's presence makes her feel better. Despite the challenges, Kamiya remains determined to pursue her dreams. But he throws off his party ribbon because he is annoyed by the whole thing. Yura notices Kei's glance at Kamiya and realizes that he is in love with the girl with the scar. Saru decides to talk to the girl, but hides around the corner when he sees her in the company of another student. Keigo tries to find a common language with Kamiya, but she ignores him and reveals that she knows about her relationship with Yura. Saru sees the conflict and supports the girl, considering her a victim of circumstances. At one point, the couple notices the girl's mocking he and throwing her into the water. Kamiya rushes to help her friend and pulls her out, after which everyone notices the scar on the girl's cheek due to a fallen plaster. The school bullies look at her with pity, and Keigo decides to help Kamiya but falls into the water due to a cramp in his legs, after which Sarv helps them both. A little later, Kei and Sarv communicate, realizing that they are both good people. Kamiya asks Keigo not to pay attention to her anymore because she doesn't want to become an object of ridicule. Sarp supports the girl in difficult times, understanding how some little things affect the attitude of others. Kamiya is having a hard time experiencing the new reality because everyone has turned away from her, including her best friend. He thanks her friend for saving her and apologizes for trying to make friends with Yura. Kamiya avoided her after being discharged from the hospital, and her friend was offended, but now they make up and hug. Having learned that he asked to make peace with Kei's friend, Kamiya goes in search of the guy. Having met him, she apologizes for her attitude towards him. The girl with the scar believed that Yura and Kei were bullying her, but now she realizes that he treats her very well. Kamiya decides to go home, but Kei does not let her go and takes her hand, after which the couple goes to a fireworks festival created by the guy's hands. Kamiya and Keigo reconcile, realizing that they treat each other well. Meanwhile, Sora walks home sad and all alone, realizing that he has fallen in love with Kamiya. At the same time, Kei confesses to the girl that he loves her. Suddenly, Yura and her mother appear, reporting that the guy will be the advertising face of the company's new product. If not for their engagement, his father's company would have gone bankrupt, and this is the only thing keeping the Kei family afloat. Realizing that she is unnecessary here, Kamiya leaves them alone. Kamiya's father asks his daughter to cover up her scar, but she refuses and is not afraid of being bullied by other teenagers. Her parents admire their daughter's strong character because she is able to stand up for herself and is not afraid of ridicule. On the way to school, Kamiya meets he and realizes that they can be friends again. Keigo and Saru watch the girl with interest, realizing that they are in love with her. In class, Kei invites the girl not to hide their sympathy and also informs her that she can become the second advertising face of cosmetics. A little later, Keigo tries to continue the conversation with the girl, but she suggests being friends because she doesn't think he loves her enough. At the same time, Kamiya sincerely wants to be close to Keigo because her feelings for him have not changed. Soon, the commercial shooting begins, and Yura asks Kamiya to help them. The director openly mocks the girl with the scar, and it becomes clear that Yura organized this on purpose. Kamiya reacts to this calmly and with a smile because she promised herself not to be upset by attempts to hurt her feelings. A few minutes later, the director has to change his mind and invite the girl with the scar since Kei constantly looks at her, interfering with the filming. Frightened by the camera, Kamiya goes to the roof, and Sara pursues her, supporting her in difficult times. Keigo invites the girl to work with him in a pastry shop on New Year's Eve, and she agrees. After filming ends, Kei and Sora notice Kamiya in the company of Saru. The beauty sees that the guy is upset and leaves, not wanting to communicate with him. On New Year's Eve, Kamiya and Sora work outside, congratulating children on the holiday. The girl uses Santa Claus's beard to hide her scar and not scare passers-by. Yura and Keigo become popular personalities thanks to successful advertising. The girl's mother asks the guy to marry her daughter, but he can neither refuse nor agree. The guy does not want to do this, but at the same time is afraid of ruining his father, so he cannot openly declare his reluctance to become Yura's husband. In the evening, two lawbreakers accost Kamiya and tear off her mask, mocking her for her scar. Sarif pushes one of the bullies, but they beat him and leave. The girl sees that the guy is upset and supports him since everything is fine and nothing bad happened. Kamiya realizes that she is not indifferent to people's opinions and is upset, but Sarif asks her not to cry and treats her to sweets. Yura insists that Kei marry her, but he is reluctant to do so. The guy admits that he is in love with Kamiya and cannot ignore his feelings. The girl tries to shut his mouth, but the guy runs away from the studio. Meanwhile, Kamiya and Saru are walking together when suddenly the girl's scarred cheek freezes. The guy puts his hand to her face to warm her and admits that he is in love with her. Keigo sees all this and gets upset, and Kamiya pulls away from Saru, declaring that she is not ready for a relationship. Saru is willing to wait patiently and asks for a chance. The girl agrees that they will continue to be friends until she decides whether she is ready for something more. Kei is sad about what happened and ignores calls from Yura's mother. At the end of the weekend, teenagers return to school. Sora meets Kamiya near the school, and he realizes that there is something between them. Having learned about the guy's feelings, he advises paying attention to him because he suits Kamiya more than the handsome Kei. Soon, it becomes known that Yura's mother is terminating the engagement and the deal as she realized that the guy does not love her daughter. Keigo takes this hard, realizing that his father will be left without money and their family will become poor in the near future. Sometime later, it becomes known that a repeat beauty contest will be held with the same participants. Keigo tries to negotiate with the girl to appear on stage together, but Saru interferes with their conversation. He invites Kamiya out for a walk after school, and she agrees, which annoys Keigo. Yura gets annoyed because she has feelings for the guy and feels offended that he ignores her. Kamiya soon learns that the beautiful Roy is Sara's older sister, who stays away from the limelight and works in a small glass workshop. During a closer acquaintance, the former winner of the beauty contest talks about how she felt ill and did not communicate with people, including her family. She went to the village where she was helped to overcome psychological instability and return to a full life. The beauty pageant ruined her life, which is why Sarif hates all these events so much. While doing glasswork, Roy found her calling and decided to stay away from fame and popularity. Soon, Yura and Keigo begin preparing for the beauty contest by trying on fashionable clothes. Meanwhile, Sarf asks Kamiya to give up the beauty contest since she is already the most beautiful to him. The girl is pleased by these words and thanks the guy. She apologizes for not agreeing to the relationship, but the guy is ready not to rush her. Yura's friends watch the couple and film them. Having received the recording, Yura shows it to Kei, but the guy reacts with a smile and says that he is happy since Kamiya is in good hands. The next morning, the evil Yura meets with Kamiya and invites her to the roof. The beauty is convinced that the girl with the scar ruined her relationship with Kei and insults her because of her flaws and appearance. Kamiya is determined and defends herself, after which Kei and Saru appear on the roof. The guys compete for the girl's heart, proving which of them is more worthy of being with her. Keigo shows his childhood photo, and it becomes clear that he was very unattractive, but plastic surgery allowed him to become handsome. He knows what it means to suffer and be bullied by his classmates, so he sincerely has feelings for Kamiya and is ready to ignore her scar. Having learned the truth, Yura not only insults the girl with the scar but also Keigo. A little later, Kamiya is sad, not understanding what to do next. She has two wonderful guys next to her who deserve to be loved, but she can't date both Saru and Keigo. Sarp sits nearby and promises to support the girl in any decision she makes. He thought Kei was arrogant, But today he saw that the guy went through many difficulties on the way to fame. Upon returning home, Kamiya learns that Yura publicly ridiculed Kei. She told reporters that the guy had plastic surgery. As a result, he is subjected to ridicule on social networks, and Yura's mother promises to find her a more worthy groom. In the morning, Kei's friend asks the class not to make fun of him because of the operation. Otherwise, they will be in trouble. As soon as the guy appears in class, one of the school bullies asks him to refuse to participate in the competition since his appearance is fake. People continue to make fun of Keigo and mock his photo. Saru is forced to protect not only the unfortunate Kamiya but also Keigo because he sincerely sympathizes with him. Soon, Saru and Keigo become best friends, which pleases Kamiya and her friend. It's still difficult for the guy, but he believes that the truth has made him a better person. The mother worries that Kamiya might be bullied at school, but she proves otherwise by reporting that she is happy and has many good friends. Upon returning home, Keigo learns that the contracts have been terminated, and his father is again on the verge of bankruptcy starting the next morning. Keigo is bullied. Caring journalists broadcast live and openly make fun of the guy. Meanwhile, Kamiya thanks Saru for his help and support. The guy understands that the girl is sincere but is afraid of offending him because she is not ready to answer with consent. He accepts and respects her choice, realizing that Kamiya adores Keigo and only wants a relationship with him. After letting the girl go, Saru is left crying on the roof, trying to cope with the pain in his heart. The next morning, Keigo reads comments about himself on social media and realizes that he doesn't want to go to school. Kamiya notices the guy and asks if he will go to school with her. Without waiting for an answer, the girl decides to leave, but the schoolboy detains her and takes her hand. The first period begins, but the couple does not show up at school. He texts her friend to find out where they are and reports that everyone is talking about Keigo. At one point, Yura asks the girls to stop insulting Keigo since she still has sympathy for him. Meanwhile, the couple walks down the street and reminisces about the day they met. They dream of going to the beach and writing the word love in the sand to take a beautiful photo. They soon reach the beach, but a policeman spots them and tries to catch the truants, but they run away. Kamiya hides the scar with her hand so that the police will not be able to identify her by her distinctive feature. Keigo laughs at the girl's naivety because only lawbreakers are looked for in this way, and they have nothing to worry about. Keigo's best friend, Taki, and he find a common language and gradually become closer to each other. Taki is worried about her friend, but the girl is sure that everything will be fine with him since Kamiya is always next to him. Yura quarrels with her mother because the businesswoman is too cruel and does not value people. Meanwhile, Kamiya's father notices a girl in the company of Keigo, as a result of which the guy decides to meet Kamiya's parents. Her mother reacts a little aggressively and fearfully, but over time their communication changes for the better. During lunch, Keigo reveals that they are not in a relationship but does not hide his sympathy for the girl. At the same time, the guy suggests that Saru is more suitable for her, which shocks the parents since they did not expect their daughter to have two suitors at once. A little later, he calls Kamiya and says that Keigo's friend asked her to date him, and she agreed. The couple decides to organize a party on this occasion and invite friends to have fun together. A little later, Keigo and Kamiya are washing the dishes. The guy admits that his presence next to the girl is a necessity. He dreams of getting into the competition and becomes emotional, realizing that many will want him to lose or be disqualified. Kamiya suggests not to think about it and rush to the party, but the couple is late for the bus. Yura must go on stage alone, but soon Keigo and Kamiya appear in the hall. The girl supports the guy and asks him to go on stage so as not to abandon Yura in difficult times. Keigo announces his participation in the beauty contest, and Yura insults him since the guy's face is not real but made by surgeons. Kamiya stands up for the guy and offends Yura's mother because they value only external beauty and are not able to love people for their inner world. Kamiya asks the beauty to at least love herself so as not to be so rude and cruel. Sora watches what is happening and is proud of the girl's touching speech. In turn, Keigo asks Kamiya to also take part in the beauty contest. Yura is against turning the beauty contest into a circus of freaks because a scarred face has no place on stage. At the same time, an announcement is made in the hall. reporting that Kamiya saved Yura's life by sacrificing her beauty. Fearing for the family's image, Yura's mother personally approaches Kamiya and apologizes for her daughter's behavior. Yura tries to talk to her mother, but the woman asks her to be silent and promises to figure everything out. A little later, Kamiya communicates with Yura, realizing that a beauty contest is not the most important thing in life because the main thing is to feel happy. Yura's mother is determined for Kamiya to take part in the beauty pageant and asks her to try on clothes for the upcoming competition. She also asks Keigo to help the girl, but he refuses, suggesting that Kamiya does not love him and wants to be with someone else. Sarp notices what happened and tells Keigo that he is being stupid. A little later, the guys almost come to blows, but Keigo stops when he finds out that Kamiya has feelings for him and rejected Saru. Meanwhile, Yura's mom makes Kamiya take part in a beauty contest and helps her choose a dress. A little later, Keigo meets Kamiya and tries to confess his feelings to start a relationship but fails and runs away. A little later, the girl talks to her friend and is sad because Keigo did not dare to tell her that he is in love with her. Keigo is very worried, but his friend supports him. The guy decides to make a special confession and asks for help to impress the girl. Meanwhile, Yura and Kamiya meet in the bathroom, where the beauty does not miss the opportunity to mock the girl with the scar. She states that her mother will only allow Kamiya to participate in the competition out of pity so that she can score a few points before the school children continue to bully her. Kamiya reacts calmly to all of Yura's ridicule, knowing that it is important to remain human and appearance is not so important. A little later, the girl is still sitting alone and is a little sad, but Saru supports her in difficult times. Having learned that Kamiya is more worried about Keigo's indecisiveness, Saru goes to his friend and asks him to quickly admit that he loves the girl with the scar. Keigo says that he wants to confess his feelings, but wants to do it beautifully. Saru returns to Kamiya and gives her the earrings that he and his older sister made. Keigo walks into class and sees the couple, getting it all wrong. He assumes that Saru is courting Kamiya again and gave her a gift as a boyfriend. Not wanting to explain anything, Saru leaves, and Kamiya declares that she is ready to take part in the beauty pageant. In turn, Keigo states that he has an important conversation, but it will take place after the competition. The day of the competition arrives, so Keigo and Kamiya support each other, hoping for the best. Yura's mother helps the girl with makeup to hide her scar on her face. Soon, school children, their parents, friends, and guests gather at the event. The party begins, but behind the scenes, quarrels continue. Yura argues with her mother, and Kamiya is very worried and does not recognize herself in the mirror, as if there is another person in front of her. Yura is the first to go on stage and declares that she is the only real beauty. Kamiya comes out next and shocks the crowd as she took off her makeup so everyone can see her scar. The girl puts on her sister Sora's glass earrings and is not shy about being simple. Kamiya gives a touching speech during which she thanks everyone who helped her become a better person. The whole hall applauds the girl, which makes Yura cry. Yura and Keigo win the competition, but Yura runs away feeling pathetic and unloved. Kamiya goes after the beauty and calms her down, preventing her from breaking the crown. She supports Yura in difficult times and allows her to speak out, after which she promises that sooner or later they will become friends. Yura realizes that she behaved wrongly and apologizes to Kamiya with tears in her eyes. The girls hug and make peace, realizing that the beauty contest is not worth their tears and worries. As soon as Yura leaves, Keigo brings Kamiya her shoes like Cinderella. The couple goes for a walk, after which the guy offers to receive an imaginary prize. He declares that for him, there is only one beauty and the winner of the competition, and that is Kamiya. The couple declares their feelings for each other in a brush, after which beautiful fireworks begin. Soon, the girl's life returns to normal. Her brother continues to make fun of Kamiya, and he remains her best friend. At the same time, Kamiya begins to become friends with the modest and in Yura, who has changed her behavior. Saru also remains the girl's best friend, so they often spend time together and periodically visit his older sister Roy. As for Keigo and Kamiya, they are happy together as they sincerely love each other.